Hey everyone, and welcome to Financial Cake. Today, we're tackling a massive question, one I get asked a lot. Is Nigeria actually the best place in the world to start a business in 2025? Now, I know you're probably hoping for a simple yes or no, but honestly, the real answer is way more exciting. See, Nigeria is a land of total opposites, a real paradox. On one hand, it's a factory for creating billion-dollar tech companies. We're talking unicorns. But on the other hand, it's a place where, yeah, more than half of all startups just don't make it. So what's really going on here?
Okay, let's start with the bright side. To get why everyone's so hyped about Nigeria, you have to understand the incredible promise it holds. And when I say promise, I mean opportunity on a scale that's hard to even imagine.
First off, just look at the numbers. We're talking about 230 million people. That's not just a big market. It is the single largest consumer market on the entire continent of Africa. Think about it. You could launch a product tomorrow and have a potential customer base bigger than the entire population of Brazil. It's massive. And here's the kicker. This giant market is incredibly young. A full 60% of the entire population is under 30 years old. You know, that's not just a cool fact. It's the actual engine of the whole economy. You've got this enormous, energetic, and super tech-savvy generation that is just hungry for new things. I mean, young Nigerians live on their phones. They're building a brand new digital-first economy from the ground up. They're not just buying stuff. They are literally redefining how people shop, how they pay for things, how they connect. And that is creating this tidal wave of demand for new apps and digital services. And if you need proof, here it is. The tech sector now makes up a crazy 20% of Nigeria's entire economy. Let me say that again. 1/5 of the whole country's economic output comes from tech. So this isn't some tiny little side hustle industry. Nope. It's a main pillar of the country's growth. And this right here is what that success story looks like. Companies like InterSwitch, Flutterwave, and OPay, these guys became legends. They saw the headaches everyone had with payments in Nigeria and built billion-dollar companies to fix it. This shows you the kind of mind-blowing reward that's on the table. But okay, for all that amazing potential, Nigeria also has some serious challenges. Success is definitely not guaranteed, and you've got to understand the risks just as much as you see the reward. So this quote might sound a little complicated, but here's what it's saying in plain English. Even the big established companies are finding it tough. The economy is going through huge changes, and that means costs are going up, making it harder and harder for businesses to make a profit. It's a tough playground for everybody. And this is what those challenges look like day to day. We're talking about the basics. The power can go out at any time, which means businesses have to spend a ton on generators. Trying to move your products from one city to another can be a complete nightmare because of traffic and bad roads. On top of all that, the rules can change, making it really hard to plan for the long term. And check this out. This chart is super important. It shows that your risk level really depends on what industry you're in. For example, property development, super high risk right now. But something like telecommunications, much safer. So where you decide to play the game makes a huge difference. So you know the promise and you know the peril. The big question is, how do you actually win? This isn't just about having a cool idea. It's about having the right playbook. And there are some very clear rules you've got to follow if you want to do business in Nigeria. All right, first things first, you got to make it official. For any company owned by foreigners, there's a pretty clear 4-step checklist. You register with the CAC, then the NIPC, then you get your business permit, and finally, you get the right paperwork for any employees who aren't Nigerian. It's a process, for sure, but it's straightforward. And here's a big one. If you're a foreign company, you need to have at least 100 million naira in what's called share capital. This sends a really clear signal. Nigeria isn't looking for casual hobbyists. They want serious, committed investors who are in it for the long haul. And the government's approach is getting a lot smarter too. You see, the old days of getting automatic tax breaks just for setting up a shop? Yeah, those are over. Now it's all about performance. The government is basically saying, hey, prove to us that you're creating jobs and adding real value to our economy, and we'll give you a tax break. They're rewarding results, not just promises. Okay, so let's put it all together. We've seen the good, we've seen the bad. What is the final verdict? Is this really a high-risk, high-reward game? Which brings us all the way back to our huge question from the beginning. Is Nigeria really the absolute best place to start a business next year? Well, the answer isn't a simple yes, but for the right kind of person with the right kind of idea,
It just might be. Here's the key. If you're trying to solve a first-world problem, you're probably going to have a bad time. But if your business is built to solve fundamental survival-first problems, things people truly need every single day, then you might be in the perfect place. Make no mistake, the challenges are huge, but the opportunity is truly African-sized. The potential payoff is just as massive as the market itself. It's a place for people who are bold, who are tough, and who can see a massive opportunity where everyone else just sees a problem. So maybe the question isn't just, is Nigeria the best place, but rather, are you the right person to succeed in Nigeria? For more deep dives just like this one, make sure you hit that subscribe button for financial cake. Thanks for watching.